Hi guys, today we have seen in the case study of the renewable energy and non-renewable energy. In past times, we have used in the non-renewable energy to produce the electrical energy to our utilization of our household and another industries. But nowadays, we have used in the renewable energy because the non-renewable energy is in limited source. They have fossil fuels, nuclear energy production, such as etc. When the renewable energy, they are the unlimited source of in our nature. They are solar energy, wind energy, hydro energy, etc. In solar energy, we have first we have seen in the solar energy production. In non-renewable energy, we have used in the nuclear energy. They have limited amount of the source fuels that are uranium, thorium. They have limited source, so we can't continuously produce in the long time in the electrical source. So we have find the another way to produce the electricity continuously. We have utilize it and use it. They have in renewable energy sources. In renewable energy sources, many more energies. In solar energy, we have very compact and useful energy because they have continuously production of the electricity. And
So
then
I think this is the case. So when we are using a renewable energy and a non-renewable energy, so he is telling that when we are using a non-renewable energy, it may be have a depleted in the future. So that's why we needed some kind of alternative sources. So in that alternative sources, we are using as a renewable energy. So in that renewable energy, we are giving many different kind of renewable energies are there. For example, solar energy and also wind energy, ocean thermal, geothermal, that kind of things. But we are going to be focused to the solar energy only. So why? So because the solar is compact one. So compared to the other energies, the people will not use that kind of huge amount of power generating systems. But the solar energy, PV cells or whatever it may be, it will be a very compact one. So that's why we are introducing solar systems. So government also are giving the subsidies. So because the government is going to be promote the solar energy. So for example, 1 kilowatt of solar energy will be a 1 lakh rupees means the human beings or a normal people will not buy or they will not give any kind of interest to purchase or install solar energy for 1 lakh rupees for particularly 1 kilowatts. So that's why government is giving some kind of subsidies in different kind of schemes are there. State government scheme, central government scheme, PM scheme. So in that scheme, they are giving that 50% subsidy. So for example, if you are going to install solar panel 1 kilowatts to 2 kilowatts means the 50% of the subsidy the government will give. So that's why the peoples are ready to purchase the solar energy even though they have a electricity, even
and then reduce our the current bill. We are using production of the household.
Yeah. So and also the remaining one. So when we don't have any kind of EB bills, that means EB connections are in a remote areas. So we are going to be seek about some kind of energy, powers, electricity. So the government is ready to give the electricity. At the same time, the government will facing some kind of different aspects. For example, we need to install the substations, we need to install the transmission system, distribution systems, and also the poles. Some obstacles, that kind of things will be there. It will take more amount of time duration. So on that time, if you are using a solar energy, it will be a compact one as well as it will be a ready-made power. So people can easily utilize that solar energy instead of waiting for TNEB power supplies. So that is one of the main reason to implementing the solar energy. And also the government is ready to give 50% subsidy means the people will not suffer for waiting the electricity. So for example, if we are ready to install the wind energy means it will be very complicated one. So because the wind energy, when we are purchasing the wind energy, the installation cost will be very high compared to the solar energy.
The space occupation.
And also the space occupations, and also we have some sort of a huge amount of investment. It will not be a compact one. But solar energy we can use. So that kind of things the government is facilitating to install the solar energy. So I think 20 to 23% of the energy capacity, maybe 2030, at the year of 2030, 30% of the energy generation capacity will be contributed by solar systems. So the people should come towards installing the solar energy. So how we are going to be promote? One cost, we need to reduce the cost. But the solar, we are using a semiconductor materials and then semiconductor minerals. The semiconductor, we have a depleted one. So the semiconductor cost will be very high because we are importing the semiconductor from foreign countries. So in that time, the solar panel will not be reduced at any cost. At the same time, the government will bear the 50% of the amount when we are installing the solar energy. So the solar energy is important one. At the same time, government also giving the subsidy. So based on the subsidy, the people is now more interest to install the solar power. For example, I have a home, I have a rooftop system. So in that rooftop system, we can install the solar panel up to 20 to 30 kilowatts of power supply. So the 20 to 30 kilowatts of power supply is enough to run one family compared to some normal families. For example, we can use as a DC power supply or a DC sources also. So when we are using a DC fan, DC LED lights, and then DC motors, it don't have any kind of some kind of power quality issues. So when we are using AC, we have a fluctuations. We need to maintain the frequency. We need to maintain the reactive power, real power, all those things. But in a DC, we don't want any kind of things, and also we don't have any kind of losses also there. When we are using AC power systems, it have a hysteresis loss, eddy current loss, and also some kind of humming effect, Faraday effect. We have a different kind of losses are there. But when we are using a DC, we don't have any kind of losses. So that is the major advantages when we are using a solar system. So as well as we need to invest some kind of batteries also. But the limitations is, for example, rainy season or a cloudy season, the power output or a power supply will not be sufficient one for entire family. So on that time we need some separate sources. So that's why they are using a batteries. The battery will store the electricity whenever the solar panel will give the output. The battery is going to be stored. In that constant battery will deliver the electricity and the electricity power to entire house. Okay.